This 3D Life. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to This 3D Life, episode number 48. My name is Nick Cascarella, and with me, Shauna O.
What's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Well, I'll tell you what.
What?
I'm excited for PAX East next
for
weekend.
why?
We got PAX East next weekend. Next week.
It's this weekend.
Right. And literally both times that I said next, that time I said nest. Twice in a row. Don't know why.
Proud of you.
I'm not proud of me. Well, how was your week? Good? Bad?
You know.
Ugly?
Yeah.
Ugly.
My week was good. No. We got some news.
You're a goddamn absolute mess right now.
Mess. You just choked on your cola.
On your pop?
We're not from Michigan. What?
You were in the middle of saying something. This is me gesturing.
Giving me what? Flipper hands.
Yeah, I'm giving you the gesture. Continue.
Well, something tragic happened this week. Quite tragic. Do you really not remember?
I don't remember.
Everyone sitting, listening, knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I now remember.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The unfortunate passing of Leonard Nimoy.
I was like, are you ever going to say the name? I thought we were just doing a long pause. The longest of pause.
Just swallowing my spit.
Oh. Yeah, it's really upsetting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad. He's like in his, he was in his like mid to late 80s, right?
83.
All right, early 80s. You know, whatever. But, I mean, that's a long life.
It's a long, important, fulfilling,
he had a great,
inspirational, even life.
very impactful.
Very.
On
many.
I was never like a super Star Trek fan growing up. I was always Star Wars, and like really only got roped into the new Star Trek reboot because I thought it was very good.
He was in those.
He was in those. But I was never like super into Star Trek. I always appreciated him, but wasn't never really into him.
Right.
So
I knew Leonard Nimoy first from his narrations and documentaries and such.
Yeah, he did do a lot of narrations.
Yeah,
like
great narrations.
A lot of times. But so like his death, like on the level of like a lot of people like were like, oh, Star Trek, blah blah blah. You know, it was more so just like how he was like a really good guy and like did a lot of really good like humanitarian things. And,
Yeah.
And obviously represented like the culture that I've been about like my entire life.
Yeah,
exactly. So
then there are people like fucking Shatner.
who's like a fat sack. But so like on that level, it was upsetting, and it's always just upsetting to see like a big talent taken away.
Right.
But it's a bummer, and will definitely be missed.
Yeah. His wife confirmed that it was from the end stages of a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease.
Right, that he got from like smoking his whole life.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Something like that. So, unfortunate. Even more unfortunate is that this is going to be happening to us for a while.
Right.
We're getting to that age, and that our heroes are unfortunately getting to.
Right. A lot of people are going to start passing away, which is unfortunate, but it's...
Who do you think he'll be the most upset about? Number one, most upset?
Bill Murray.
Oh.
Low, actually. Yeah, probably, for sure.
I was going to say Mark Hamill, but you're right. Bill Murray's up there.
Yeah, it'll probably be Bill Murray. Like,
I knew you might cry when Bill Murray dies.
Yeah. I usually, celebrity things don't get me like that.
Paul Walker got me. He was so
young, and it was like, and he wasn't doing anything stupid. Like, weren't they driving like a normal speed, or were they driving super fast?
No, they were driving like fast, but not like
crazy fast.
Right. And he wasn't even driving.
Right, he was the passenger.
And it was for a charity event.
Yeah. So, like, that whole thing was like super tragic, and like, you know, like
that one got me.
Drugs
Every
and alcohol
time I
weren't
see
involved.
him, I cry.
Yeah.
I get
like
choked up.
Drugs and alcohol,
got a daughter
like,
who's
wasn't involved in that, and it was just.
I don't feel bad for. I think we discussed this a little bit ago when Philip Seymour Hoffman died, and it's not that I don't feel bad for the loss because we're losing talent, great talent, and talent is what drives our. I don't know how to put this. industry, I guess.
I get, yeah, but like what we're really passionate about.
Exactly,
like,
our
the things
passions.
that we love.
Yeah, it's from entertainers. So when they die, it's upsetting to me. But at the same time, I, as an individual, have zero sympathy for people who have issues and don't.
Right, and don't seek help. Or the fact, like, if you know that you do things like overindulge, like not getting behind the wheel. Like,
right.
It's just like making sure that you just like, if you know that you tend to do things like that, like just not driving yourself places.
Right.
Like always having someone driving you.
Or walk your lazy ass.
Yeah. But
yeah.
whatever. Like that's, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not to say that I'm not sympathetic of addiction.
Right.
That I fully am. And there is a certain point when that kid from Glee died, that was really upsetting because he was clean for a really long time.
And then relapsed.
And then he was left alone for a weekend. His fiance left and he like lost himself and ended up taking his life.
Yeah.
In the matter. And that's sad because he was so young. But then there's people like Philip Seymour Hoffman who have had a problem their entire life.
Right. And just can't shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, it's still sad. I mean, addiction is sad, but that's not to say it's not. I just have more sympathy for someone like Leonard Nimoy who
right.
died of a
this is like
horrible,
a real fucking downer, this whole thing. So let's fucking kick it in somewhere else.
Okay, well, let's. You introduced me to something this week.
What did I do?
You introduced me to something.
I fucking fucked up, didn't I?
No, why would I put it that way? Why would I word it that way?
I don't know. What happened? I don't know what's going on.
You introduced me to a show that you found on Netflix. Do you want to tell everybody about it?
Oh, okay. So the other night, when I should have been being productive, like editing video. No, fuck that. I probably had just done something. And I was, I was on Netflix. But I couldn't think of anything really to watch because, I think I've said it on here. Like I just tend to try and not watch too many different shows at once because then I lose interest in ones that I'm like already like deep into.
Right.
So like I have a hard time like when Sean is not home because we've been watching like an obscene amount of One Tree Hill and we're almost done. I was just kind of like looking for something to kind of put on and like just drown out. Mm-hmm. And I fucking stumbled across something. It came out it was made in 2012. So like
it's not new by
it's
any
not new by any
imagine.
stretch. And like it probably already has like a giant cult following that like people are like, yeah, dude, why didn't you fucking know about this? But I stumbled upon this show called Danger 5. Mm-hmm. And I immediately fell in love with it, and it's genius. And so the entire show is filmed, staged, scripted, acted, like everything, as though it was made in the 1960s. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure the setting of the show is in the 1960s based on the way that people dress and like, and kind of what's in the, like in the show, like the technology almost, mm-hmm. Except for the fact that the entire premise of the show is Danger 5 is an operative group that was created to kill Hitler. So,
and above all, kill Hitler.
Yeah, like, so like the whole show, like their whole goal is to stop the Nazis, but above all, kill Hitler is like what Danger 5 is supposed to do. And it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
How well they hit the mark of like making it seem like it was made in the 60s.
Yeah.
It's fucking unreal.
The pacing, the
everything.
Audio tracking.
Like the way that like people react to things and how quickly like people's reactions are, because you know in like old like the acting might have been okay, but like the timing on things was always like fucked up and wrong. So it would be like someone would say something and instead of someone like processing what was said and then reacting to it, they like immediately like fire back and it's like all fucked up and off and it's awesome. But the show like does that really well, and then just like the script is like satirical of like all of those fucking shows.
Yeah.
From the six, like it's so fucking good. It's just very, very entertaining, and it's on Netflix now. I think it just got added, which is why I stumbled on it. So go check that out. It's very funny. Like it's over the top, ridiculous, but it's called Danger 5, and it's funny. And I don't know. I like immediately was like, this is clever, and I get it, and I love it. So
Okay.
I think that. And it wasn't just me, because then you watch it and you were like, I get it, this is funny.
Yeah.
And then Steve came over and was like, holy shit, this is fucking funny. So it wasn't me just like alone and fucking bored being like, this is great. And it's not great. So check it out.
Okay. Well, we decided we are going to switch up the way we do the podcast.
What?
Hello?
All right.
You
what are we
okay?
doing? What?
Do I need to turn this off?
No, we're good.
Are you-
I choked because you rattled me with that. We're switching it
No,
up.
I can see you getting distracted by Rezo Gun.
Yeah, I see it on the TV, but it's okay.
Okay.
Continue.
Stop. Block the light with your head.
Oh, is that what you... I can just move it. Continue.
All
What are
right,
we doing?
Move it. So from now on, we do this every week where we
We
go...
do the news.
Yeah, we...
Every week we talk about it. Are you new?
So, yeah, we do the news. And we're switching it up. It's going to be a little bit more organized, and we're calling it...
Well, there. I guess... Well, yes. Okay, so we're going to do a segment in the news, right? There's still going to be more than just these three things, right?
No.
Oh, this is it. You got it.
Well, all of these things fit into the categories of...
Oh, I see. Okay, I got you.
This is what I thought you were talking about from the get-go.
No, so, see, right here, we're off. But I like what you're doing better than me.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, so we're calling it the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
So this week it was an overall pretty good week.
All right, so let's talk about the good.
Talking about the good. I mean, some of these could be construed as bad depending on your
So now the news segment,
racist tendencies.
the news
or whatever.
segment altogether is just called that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Are you confused?
I'm usually.
Okay. So this week, the director of the new Fantastic Four reboot, his name is Josh Trank. He decided that he was going to further discuss the, quote, issue at hand.
What issue?
By which I mean people being mad that Johnny Storm is an African-American individual.
They're still mad about this?
Of course people are still mad. Of course I'm pissed.
Of course I'm pissed.
But anyway, he said, end quote, I had just come off working with Michael B. Jordan, and his character Steve in Chronicle had a lot of similar characteristics to Johnny Storm. And I thought it would be interesting to
That was a good flick, that Chronicle flick.
I like that movie a lot. I really like what's-his-face, who played the bad guy who also played Harry Osborn.
Right.
What's his name?
It doesn't matter.
I know his name, though. He has a very bizarre name.
A good one. Continue.
And I thought it would be interesting to take the family dynamic of the Storms, which is brother and sister, and bring that more into the 21st century in terms of what we consider the norm. I have mixed family in my own family, and it's something that isn't out of the ordinary anymore. But we don't really see it portrayed in the casual reality of the movies. That's something I felt that would be interesting and challenging to have mixed race siblings.
Okay. I mean, like, me and Steven fucking joked around with you just to, like, piss you off when it first came out about how we said that it's stupid that they made it an African-American Johnny Storm. But we were more saying it just to fucking piss you off because you were fucking getting all heated. Honestly, I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't matter at all.
I'd rather have a good actor
right,
with
exactly.
a little bit more of a difficult to explain background,
right?
Than have
like,
some like mediocre white kid,
right?
Michael B. Jordan is hands down one of the best actors of our generation.
Whoa!
What?
I can't think of what he's been in, so I can't dispute this.
Fruitvale Station, Chronicle, a couple other things.
Well,
he's already been.
I think he's got potential.
He's also already been in a movie with Miles Teller, who's playing Mr. Fantastic.
Right. So there's
chemistry there.
Right. No. I mean, it honestly, like if people are like that fired up, it's like, well, how the brother and sister are two different. racist. It's like, well, you see that like everywhere now. Like it's like he said in the quote.
Right.
Like it's really not that like
his own family is mixed.
Right.
Mixed
It's not
race.
that fucking far fetched.
No.
Anyway, like we initially said, like if the actor is good and plays the character well, then who fucking cares?
Seriously.
Like it doesn't matter at all.
I mean, it'll probably be better than Chris Evans was.
Oh yeah, well those movies fucking sucked 10,000 dicks.
When I first found out Chris Evans was playing Captain America, I said, no fucking way. He's going to do terrible because he sucked as Johnny Storm.
Right. Yeah, because that character fucking blew.
Yeah. Awful.
Right. But
Same with
so
Jessica
this is
Alba.
good. This is good news. Him kind of being like fucking get over it.
Right.
I will allow this to be sanctioned as good.
Okay. Well, I don't know about this next part.
What?
I think it's good.
All right.
Well, it's actually on the line. However, okay, whatever. David,
We're on the fence.
yeah, David Ayer. He is director of the upcoming Suicide Squad movie.
Yes, a
Yep.
flick that people are looking forward to.
Right. Now, when people are talking about this movie, what are they talking about mainly?
They're talking about Will Smith playing Deadshot,
Or
Jared Leto playing the Joker,
correct.
or
No,
how good
okay.
Margot Robbie's going to be, and if people disagree, they're fucking stupid.
She's gonna be so good.
Yeah, and also she's a fucking fox.
Mega Fox. We should go see that movie she was in with Will Smith.
Okay.
It's supposed to be really good. Also, good news, not in the outline, but I'll add it. That movie swept 50 Shades of Grey way under the rug.
Oh, what is 50 Shades like already like out
Yeah,
of...
it already that movie blew 50 Shades out of the water.
Good,
So-
because I don't know. I just was never impressed by the idea of making 50 Shades a movie. Like that never to me was like this is a good idea.
Yeah, maybe like after, like if it came out within the first month.
And if Gilbert Gottfried was narrating the film.
Awkward. Okay, so anyway, someone tweeted at David Ayer and said, "Could you please describe Jared Leto's Joker in one word?" And he said, "Majestic."
That's a great fucking way to
Yeah.
describe it.
He's also been using the hashtag squad, spelled SKWAD, and I love it.
Also today they were tweeting photos
Behind the scenes.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they've been kind of borderline underwhelming, or not what people thought. I don't want to say underwhelming because like anything is good, but also we kind of live in this like new era where like people can't just be happy knowing that a movie's coming.
He just posted like literally pictures of the backs of boards of sets.
Not only that, today he posted a picture of he posted something about like seeing Jared Leto's Joker, or like the start of Jared Leto's Joker or something like that, and he like posted a picture of like the back of Jared Leto's head, like, and his hair's in a ponytail, and they're like cutting his ponytail off. So like he's like starting to like get into their, you know,
Right.
designing the makeup and hair and all that stuff for
This
the
is
Joker.
that's more interesting to me than like leaking big huge sets.
Right, or like the Batmobile or something, which
That's-
was like so
yeah.
early. And that's what I was about to get into.
Too
Is
early.
like we live in this like this new like culture where we can't just be like satisfied knowing like a movie's coming out, like we're getting Suicide Squad movie and these people are going to be in it. No, I want to be like almost like involved with the making of this movie. Like I want to like see it like all the way through, all the way to the big screen.
Right.
Which then you get to the movie theater and you've seen so much of this movie. You're like sitting in the movie theater more so being like, oh, I can't wait till we see this thing. Or I can't wait to see like where this falls into the movie. Because I've already seen like 3/4 of the fucking film.
Right.
Which, like, I don't know, kind of sucks. I try to, you know, as much as I can, not go over the top with, like, looking at shit for movies before it comes out.
Right.
Like, enough to get me interested or convince me to go see it. Is
Right.
like...
Well, the thing is that not only can they not really release... They can't release much more about Jared Leto's Joker right now because he's still reportedly gaining weight for the role.
Right.
So they're not even going to put a costume on him until he is
Right. I think they're
screen
more
ready.
I think they're more so starting to, like, figure out what they're going to do with his hair and
Right.
figure out, like...
Well, for people to be upset about that, they don't start filming until April.
Yeah. So...
That we are a month away. A lot happens in a month.
Yeah. I mean, they could change shit like day of.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's cool that he's standing behind all of the decisions that have been made, and I'm not surprised that Jared Leto, if they've done like, well, I'm sure they have, if they've done group reads. I bet you Jared Leto's blowing it out of the park. I bet you he's going to be the best part of the movie.
Maybe.
And I think people are going to be really surprised, and I think people need to pull the stick out of their ass that nobody else can play the Joker, because that's not true.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to do something different. I mean, when you read a comic, like the Joker's usually different depending on who's... I mean, characters are different depending on who's writing them.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So,
whatever. Think it's
cool. Okay, what else you got?
This is definitely good.
Definitely good.
Yeah. So The Arrow and The Flash.
Two shows.
Great shows.
Yes,
keep colliding. Very behind. Dangerously behind.
Yeah, like if anyone is to say anything to me that's happened in the past like 8 episodes, I wouldn't know what's talking about.
Correct. Anyway, they keep colliding. And
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that the universes should be like these are two people that like in theory would like be in the Justice League together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why wouldn't they collide?
Why wouldn't they like frequently like things that they do affect each other and vice, whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's words are being tossed around.
Words are being tossed.
Yeah, about a potential spin-off of these two shows.
Spin-offs of each show?
Yes.
So 4 shows total?
No.
Okay.
One show that contains characters from both.
Called? Or like what is it?
It's going to star Brandon Ruth, who plays Ray Palmer / The Atom.
The Atom. Right. I heard that they were thinking about giving him the Atom a show.
Right. But in the same show will be Katie Lotz, who plays Black Canary.
Right.
Sarah. I don't know if she's still Black Canary.
I don't know either.
I have no idea. I feel like she's not.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Anyway, Victor Garber as Dr. Martin Stein. And then Wentworth Miller, who plays Leonard Snart, who is Captain Cold. All in one show.
Right. Now, I know Captain Cold has been like kind of the big bad guy in The Flash, I think.
Yeah. Well, he's like outsmarting The Flash.
Yeah. Which is totally cool. I love that they fucking made Captain Cold like a big bad guy on the...
He's good.
And I love that they straight up just put him in a giant like Eskimo style jacket and gave him a cold gun. Like,
and
I fucking love that.
he's super weird.
Yeah. I fucking love that they didn't like try
Wentworth Miller, the guy from Prison Break.
Yeah.
He's really great.
But I'm glad they didn't try and like... No. Like, this dude just straight up is wearing this giant puffy like furry jacket and has a freezing gun. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love him. He's cool. But I think it's cool that they're already apparently working on it.
Oh, cool.
But I don't know. I think it's really cool.
We literally haven't watched. Like, I know that he's the Atom now in the show. Like, I'm pretty sure he like is
doing things.
Yeah, like being the Atom in the show. The last time me and you watched, he was like just showing off that the technology to what's her name, Felicity. Like he would like just showed her and was like, oh, like this is what I'm fucking working on, like and called it like Project Atom or something like that. So we're like way behind.
Yeah.
And I know that they're also talking about doing an animated show that's part of the universe.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think that that's like probably the fucking dumbest, worst idea ever.
I don't think that will work out well.
Right, because then the animated character will never, ever, ever be on Flash, Arrow, or potentially like the Atom Show or whatever the fuck it ends up being.
I hope they call it the Atom Show and they play like this bad like Brady Bunch
campy
style.
Brady Bunch style fucking theme song.
The Atom Show. I think it'd be cool. Another potentially, this is good for me.
Oh, good for you.
Good for me. Probably good for you. Not good for some youngins.
Okay.
Batman Arkham Knight has received an M for mature rating.
Wow. Did we fucking... It's weird for me. Like,
that was at the end of...
Like, that must have been the next day or the day that we posted last week. Just like something else that's probably on... That's definitely on here.
Maybe. Unless I missed it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that happens where you'll like say something and I'm like, holy shit, that was still this, like, that was this week that happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, continue.
I think that's tight. People are kind of mad about it.
People are mad because it's gonna limit where you can get, like, you won't be able to buy it at Walmart.
Oh, is that like a thing?
Yeah, I don't think they sell M-rated games at Walmart.
That's pussy shit.
And like in Australia.
Australia also a pussy when it comes to games.
Yeah, for sure. But like, it's just, the whole thing is like, you're limiting your market. But honestly,
I bet you it's gonna be so good.
I was gonna say, they came out with a quote. I don't know if you have it on there or not. But it was basically them being like, we didn't aim for a rating. We just wanted to tell a story, and it just so happened that our story was a mature story.
That's
like
cool with me. I will take it.
Right. They were like, we didn't want to jeopardize the story and the finale of this franchise. Like, so this is what you got. Like,
I'm fine with it.
We didn't try, and we weren't going for like an edgy, mature game. It just turned like, it just so happens
we don't pick
that
the rating. Like, someone comes in,
right?
and does
But what you're doing is like, when you're pitching a game idea, they're like, all right, this is probably going to fall into this category. Like, can you try? Like, some studios and stuff will try and shoot for a rating so that.
I agree, though. Why risk the integrity of the story and the cohesiveness of the gameplay,
right? And
if it's not going to make sense,
right? If it's the story they want to tell, then why not just fucking tell the story?
Because if it's a story they're that passionate about that they will risk missing out on a
sales,
huge portion of the market, then I can imagine it's a pretty badass story.
Right, exactly. So I am all about, like, I'm not like, yeah, it's going to be mature, fuck yeah, like super violent, but like, that means that they're just going to tell the story that they want to fucking tell, and I'm going to get the game that they wanted me to play. You know what I mean? Right. Like, that's the game that they wanted me as the consumer to play.
Right. So that means more to me than most things in life. So, moving on. This is great news. Oh wait, no, I skipped over something. This is good news. So, how do I word this? Okay. There is a chance that Tearaway Unfolded could be coming out this summer.
I heard that today.
Yeah.
That something along those lines.
Yeah. One of the head guys over at Media Molecule was tweeting he's leaving the company, but tweeted, I'll be working with my friends here until we ship Tearaway Unfolded this summer. Then I'm going to have a rest.
So he kind of like...
He accidentally, or maybe intentionally.
I was going to say, it doesn't say... That is like an amateur status fucking fumble. And like, for someone over at that studio, like, a little more, I'm sure, is used to using a little more discretion than that. That was like an intentional fucking fumble.
Yeah, must be. That's cool though.
Yeah. So you get that PS4 version.
Yeah. Maybe this summer.
Yeah. I mean, I've already played it's very good. Like, for people that don't own a Vita, my suggestion is go buy a Vita, but then my other suggestion is play it when it comes to PlayStation 4.
Right. You really loved that game.
Yeah, it was awesome. Super fucking fun.
I haven't played it.
We still have it. You can play it anytime.
Oh, thank you. I've been playing Touch My Katamari.
It sounds so fucking filthy.
Touch My Katamari. That's the name of it.
I know.
It's literally just Katamari Damacy, but
a portable version.
Yeah, and with like you can use the touchpad.
I was gonna say they just like
which I don't obviously
turned it into
that's whack.
Yeah, turned it into like the Vita version.
Yeah. Pretty much everything else is the same. Like getting through the dialogue with the king is just as annoying.
Of course, the king of all cosmos is the most annoying person in all of the cosmos.
Anyway,
also
now,
the most fashionable.
Yeah, I had someone in Touch My Katamari tell me he was not good looking and that I needed to change his outfit.
That the king of all cosmos isn't fashionable?
Yeah.
Absolutely fuck that person.
It's like a character in the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this great news that I thought I was going to say a minute ago and now I'm not saying. So now, wait, I didn't say that, so now I'm saying it now. Mm-hmm. Hello?
Hi. You just made me vomit in my mouth a little.
Shovel Knight.
Yeah, it's a game.
Yes.
That
it's coming to PS4, PS3, and Vita. Did you know that?
I did. I knew that it was coming.
Do you know when?
See, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I do know when, but for the sake of this conversation and the podcast, I'll go, what? When?
April 21st.
What? And it's going to be on sale.
Yeah, 10% off.
Yep. It will be on sale. They're running like a spring super sale. Sony is.
Yeah.
Running a spring super sale.
You just looked at me.
I needed to make sure you fucking knew who I was talking about.
I wish you would stop watching Resogun.
But I'm engaged in both. I love it. It's mesmerizing. It's fucking straight mesmerizing.
Okay.
But Sony's running like the spring super sale or something where like a whole bunch of shit is going to be on sale. But at the end of the sale, like the last week, is Shovel Knight. Oh, fucking awesome. So, fuck yeah. I can't wait.
Great news.
I mean, we've had the opportunity. We could have bought it on Wii U, could have bought it on DS. Like, we could have been playing Shovel
I don't have a
Knight.
DS.
Right. You could have played it on mine or on the Wii U that we have.
I don't utilize the Wii U. That was your bad decision.
Great decision, because literally every first-party Nintendo America game...
You play it for a day, and then you never play it again.
Yeah, but it's fucking 10,000 times better than all the other fucking garbage that gets released. True. Fact. That is true.
No, not all of it.
Yes.
Wrong. There are good games that are better.
But, we could have been playing Shovel Knight.
Okay, I just don't.
I've been intentionally waiting for it to come out on Vita.
Yeah, I just want to play everything on my Vita.
Right. I've been intentional because I feel like that's the best. And then also, trophies. So, there's that.
Okay, moving on. Other potentially good news.
Uh-huh.
For a very long time, Microsoft has been saying that MMOs will come to Xbox platforms.
Yeah, I feel like when they were talking about the consoles, before the consoles came out, they were talking about that.
Yeah. It hasn't worked out for them.
No. Is A Realm Reborn even on that, or is that only on PS4?
It is, but it's not as utilized.
Yeah. Anyway, so do they have a plan?
Yeah, Neverwinter.
Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Like Neverwinter Nights?
No? I don't know.
That's like an old like PC. So maybe it is.
Maybe. It's a new game-ish. There was a beta for it a while ago. Mm-hmm. And it's coming to Xbox One.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a monthly subscription?
It's a Dungeons and Dragons free-to-play MMO.
That's Neverwinter Nights, but free to play.
I don't know yet. Probably, if I was to guess.
I thought you just said free to play.
Did I?
I thought you just like literally read that to me.
I might have. I just quickly typed it in and read something without ever taking it in. It's coming to Xbox One.
And might be free to play.
It's definitely totally free to play because I 100% read that.
Okay. So
it's coming back to me now.
So it's free to play.
I need chocolate.
That's what you need?
Yeah. I wish we could take an ice cream break.
No.
Okay.
We're not taking an ice cream. Look at me.
I'll have ice cream for dinner.
Oh.
Like an adult.
You have dinner for dinner. Ice cream. All right. So.
That's all I got for the good.
All right.
Unless you have something to add.
I don't think so. I'm just looking to see your little outline here so that I don't fuck you.
Whoa.
No, I have nothing to add.
Nothing to add. You could have pulled this up earlier and done that like I told you to. Let's talk about the bad. Now, it wasn't necessarily an overly bad week. I only have two things on the bad list. I have a little bit more on the ugly. Bad, though, because this is nothing other than just atrocious. Arnold. What?
Hey, Arnold?
No. What? Of the Schwartz variety.
The Schwartz? I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
He said in an interview that...
Something racist.
Probably. Something about his penis.
Yeah. What?
He stated that he will be in the next 2 Terminator movies.
Next 2?
I believe that means other than Genesis. 2 after. He will be filming Terminator movies for the next 6 years, he said. It's atrocious. I didn't even realize that they were making that many more. 1 was already bad enough.
I kind of had a headache before you said that, but now I have a full-blown fucking headache.
Migraine, if you will.
That's fucking painful.
That's disgusting, right?
I hate the way we do the show now because like now I know from like now until pretty much the closeout of the show.
Got bad news.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like fucking deep sighing and slapping myself in the floor.
I've got some bad news.
We need to get an audio clip of them being like, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
That's a great idea. Good for you. Okay, some more bad news. Life is Strange. It's an episodic game.
Yeah.
First episode, people said it was okay.
They said it was okay, but they want to stick with it and see what it's about.
Right. They're going to have to wait because episode 2 is delayed.
Oh, perfect. So a game that people like are already on the fence about, they're like,
yes, exactly.
Perfect.
So, not good.
Perfect.
Bad.
Yeah, that's like, see, now this could go either way. This could be them taking advice that they were given about the first one
and fixing it. Right.
Or,
I just hope they don't lose.
Well, what
the
I was about to say is like now you have people being like assuming that that's what you're doing, and if the game comes out and it's just like your first episode, everyone doesn't
Done.
care. They don't care. Like you lost it. So this is going to be such an important next episode for this series. Because if it
looks so cool, though. The concept is amazing.
But if it's not at so what? Roughly, this one was getting like 6.5 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
No more, but less.
Right. So
some people were giving it. Someone gave it a 4.
I'm not like super big on like taking reviews for score value, but like that's like the best way to convey it in conversation.
Right.
So like unless this game isn't hitting like at least like 8.5 status, like.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, right. Then, like, this franchise is in fucking trouble.
Yeah.
Or this series, is in fucking trouble. Because people are just going to be completely shut off.
I agree. So it's not good news. It's bad news.
No, that is bad news. I'm afraid I've got some.
We should just get him on the show.
We should. I'll tweet at him right now.
B&B.
Yeah. Be like, I need you just to, like, sit here for, like, an hour and say maybe 3 things.
Right. Speaking of wrestling, though.
Oh, this is bad news too?
This falls under ugly.
We're in the ugly.
Yeah, we've moved on.
Okay. Continue. So this is like the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Okay. I personally think this is bottom of the barrel. Some people might disagree.
Okay.
So a couple weeks ago on Raw or SmackDown, not so sure, Seth Rollins and Jon Stewart started a feud.
Right. So it kind of started on Twitter, I think, and then
it started Seth Rollins.
Right, took a jab at Jon Stewart.
Ring. He was like, I could even host the Tonight Show or the Daily Show or whatever.
Just like terrible writing from fucking WWE as usual.
So then Jon Stewart fired shots back, and then the two have been exchanging them ever since. And Seth Rollins like showed up at the Daily Show.
Oh, God.
Quote, this is on IGN, written by Matt Fowler. Quote, interrupting Jon Stewart's moment of zen at the end of the broadcast to invite Stewart to next Monday's Raw in New Jersey.
Perfect.
So they're gonna...
I swear to God, because I don't think Seth has a Mania match lined up, I swear to God if they do a Celebrity Mania match against Jon Stewart, I'll fucking kill myself.
Dude, with one of the most talented wrestlers on the roster.
Yeah, I'll fucking lose it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty ugly, right?
That's awful. Well, if it turns out that it's going to lead to, like, if they're building up to them doing a fucking Mania match, like, I know Jon Stewart's a big wrestling fan, so, like, good on him for, like, you know, trying to, like, get involved. Like, that's cool. I love when celebrities that are, like, actual wrestling fans, like, try and get involved with the show. That's super cool.
Right, but this is someone who
talented.
Right, exactly. His career should be booming right now.
Right. Like,
and it's not. It's just like kind of like sloped off, and it's unfortunate. Like they could have him feuding with DB right now, doing like a full-blown awesome because I love watching the two of them wrestle.
Yeah,
they're both
awesome.
Talented. I love when Seth calls DB Brian.
It's so
on air,
funny.
and they both laugh, and like it's hilarious. Yeah. But this is a waste of Seth Rollins' talent.
Yeah,
it's cool because it's putting him in mainstream media, and he is talented, and he's beautiful, and
and his dick was on the internet,
and it was nice looking.
You got a good looking dick there, Seth.
That's a good looking dick, Seth. It's just a waste, and No offense to Jon Stewart, who is amazing.
Hey, he's a really great comedian.
Yeah. And satirical news writer. Anyway, this is ugly. Also ugly is...
Oh, there's two.
Yeah. No, there's more than two.
Oh, God.
There's, I believe, 4 in total.
It's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, this one is hideous. Awful. I can't imagine being these people. Okay, Sony has accidentally deleted a list of winners of the anniversary PlayStation 4 console.
They straight up better be fucking have
I don't know what they're gonna
detail
do
going on down at the Sony office buildings and shit, because let me tell you, if I was chosen to win one of these fucking things and then they were like, oops, we lost it, so we don't know if you were chosen or not.
They're just having people re-enter. So there's people who could have won it who might not win it again. I would lose
my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I would freak out. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That sucks so bad. What's worse about it is that they fucking came out and had said that they lost. Like, they should have fucking never said anything.
Well, what would they have done?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, honestly, they should just make more of them.
They should make more of them. I understand that it's supposed to be a limited thing, and
after something like this, though.
But yeah, they should be like, all right.
Like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad and ugly.
It's a fucking mess.
I would really hate to be Sony.
Yeah, that's a fucking mess.
Okay, this is ugly for a weird reason.
Oh my god.
But I consider it to be ugly. There's a new game coming out for the Oculus Rift.
Uh-huh.
It's called Taphobos.
Uh-huh.
Taphophobia is the fear of being buried alive.
Oh god, fuck that. It's a game that simulates being buried alive?
This game, literally, it requires you to sit in a coffin. And then it simulates, yes, you being stuck in a coffin, which has archaic maps drawn on the top of the coffin right above you. And all you have is a cell phone. And you have to somehow effectively convey your burial location to a friend who is playing a first-party... let me see. The soon-to-be-dead player uses primitive maps drawn on the inside of the coffin lid to guide the other player who is playing the game in first person to the coffin's location.
Okay, can I tell you something?
Fuck that.
Fuck that, but also, this almost loops back to good.
It's cool.
Right.
It's an effective use of the technology.
Right. This, it's terrifying to me, and I fucking hate it, and I would never want to be the person in the coffin. That would freak me out. But
the picture, they have some guy laying in a coffin with the Oculus Rift over his eyes.
Right. So I would hate that, but
it's quite.
But it almost it's such a cool idea that it loops back to good.
Yeah. It's a little of both.
Yeah.
It's pretty ugly. Also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now this is ugly. And
all right. As am I.
No, I think you're handsome.
That's nice of you.
So police in Harlan, Kentucky issued a warrant for Queen Elsa. She is the main character in Frozen.
How are they going to do that?
They issued a warrant for her arrest. Quote, suspect is a blonde female last seen wearing a long blue dress and is known to burst into song, quote, let it go. As you can see by the weather, she is very dangerous. Do not attempt to apprehend her.
So this is like a joke.
Yeah, in response to a cold front in Harlan, Kentucky.
I just think that's a waste of resources.
They even have photographs of police officers arresting someone in an Elsa costume.
Oh, God.
This is what we've come to.
This fucking movie has fucking done this to us.
I would love to find every reel, every copy, and burn it in a big pile. Well, I want this to turn into the next E.T. Atari game.
You want to bury them in a landfill?
For thousands of years, preferably. Okay. Not just 20 or 30.
All right. No, I just think that that's fucking ridiculous and fucking stupid and a waste of resources.
It's pretty ugly.
Does that wrap that up?
She was arrested in pink handcuffs.
Oh, God.
Ugh. Those are sex cuffs, sir.
Sir, police officer. Basically what you're doing is sexual harassment.
Sexually harassing the queen. Yeah, so that's it for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
All right.
We have also decided that we are going to be doing another segment called Around the Web.
Okay, now, this was my idea. This was my idea for this segment.
This was my idea.
Well, no, this was my thought process on the segment.
Go ahead.
Is that every fucking week, Shauna comes to me and goes, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Did you see this? Have you seen this? And every time I go, nope. And then she's like, already has it up on her computer and is like, look. So I thought I would use our time here together for you to show me your cool things you found on the internet.
Okay.
And we will you go, hey, look at this fucking cool thing I found. Or I saw this on the net and it was really fucking cool. Right. It might not necessarily be video games or movies or anything. Sometimes it might not. But it's just something cool that Shauna found around the web.
Right. So we're calling it Around the Web.
What do you got? What's the first one?
This first one, you showed it to me, so...
I showed you this one, so we're kind of already, the explanation is fucking out the window. I've gone and fucked myself.
Yeah, when you were saying it, I said, oh.
Yeah, but that was I was saying that was my idea for the...
Right.
For the premise of the...
Yep, I gotcha.
That's where it came from.
So, this week, and I think it's no surprise that this is for the Around the Web choice... we're talking about Power/Rangers, the fan
Power Rangers,
but it's Power/Rangers. It's also all in caps.
I know.
It's a fan-made short.
Right.
It's about 15, 16 minutes long.
Technically, it's being referred to as a quote bootleg.
Yeah,
that's what's his name?
Adi Shankar.
Right, he's the producer on it, and he makes these bootlegs, and they're short films that he makes that he is basically taking things that he loves and is clearly a super fan of, and he kind of puts his own twist on them in these short films that he's made. He did one called Dirty Laundry. It was about the Punisher. He did one it was Venom, about Venom. That one's fucking badass as hell. Anyway, he has this like super unique style. It's just like hyper violent, like super gritty, hyper violent.
It's like what Kick-Ass should have been.
Yes.
Like the Kick-Ass movie. If he had
made Kick-Ass, that movie
it would have been so
insane.
good.
It would have been insane.
I hate that movie.
But he released Power Rangers. His
It's directed by Joseph Kahn.
Right.
And it's starring James Van Der Beek and Katie Sackhoff.
Right. So there was clearly some money put into this.
James Van Der Beek helped.
He did help.
He
was interested in it.
He helped write it.
He's friends with
Adi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And was interested in the project.
Yeah.
So basically, if you haven't seen it, which I
don't know how you couldn't
at this point, because this is like something that got hot the day that we posted last week's episode. So like we're kind of like a week behind on it because of when we posted last episode and when it got brought to the internet.
Right.
But so basically what he did is he posted a video to kind of as like a preface to the short film, him being like, this is not me making a pitch film. This is not me saying this is what I want Power Rangers to be. This is my satirical take on the Power Rangers. It is a fan film, what he calls a bootleg.
Right.
This wasn't him being like, I want to make this movie. This is it. It was just a 15-minute fucking fan film.
Right.
And it is just like insanely gritty. In his like little preface thing, he said like he was obsessed with Power Rangers when he was little, but it always kind of like irked him that the whole premise of the show was that you were basically making children soldiers to go fight an intergalactic war. Mm-hmm. Like you were making kids fight this like crazy like ancient war with like these intergalactic magicians, and like so he kind of like took that and turned it on its head. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing is fucking insane, and he clearly is like a fan first by just the sheer amount of attention to detail in it, from like the the whole premise of it being like one of the Power Rangers has turned on the rest of them to like aid the machines in taking over the Earth, and the machine, that whole like plot line is from a later season of Power Rangers, like Power Rangers like Zeo or some shit like that. And the Power Ranger that turns on them is like the second Red Ranger that at like one point gets demoted down to Blue Ranger. So it all kind of like falls into this like, I get where he came up with this and where he's coming from.
Right.
And on top of it, there's all these like really meta like Easter eggs in it. That like reflect like the real life shit that was going on with Power Rangers and the stuff that was going on in the show. So like when they like zoom out like what happened to the Yellow Ranger in the short, they had her die because in real life she fucking died.
Yeah.
And so like the like clip shows like of them like all gathered at her funeral, and I guess in real life all of the Power Rangers like went to her funeral and stuff. And then like also when it showed like the Blue Ranger Billy like in his office, it like he was like, he's become like a billionaire for making technology for like the sword blasters or whatever, which is like the weapon that the Power Rangers used. And then on top of that, like he had all these like framed magazines on the walls and shit. And like one of them is like Coming Out magazine or something, because in real life the Blue Ranger was gay.
Right.
Like, so it was like, clearly he was like a super fan that just like wanted to make this like crazy version of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And it's super cool and everyone should fucking check it out. But it's definitely like a hard R, like super violent, super fucking vulgar, way over the top. Like,
it's great.
It's insane.
So amazing. It's honestly one of the best things that's ever come out of the internet.
Yeah.
And to top it off, okay, so Saban Entertainment and Saban Brands own the film and television rights, I believe, both.
They own Power Rangers.
Yeah, for Power Rangers.
Excuse me.
They're making a movie with Lionsgate.
We're trying to reboot.
Yeah. So they were pissed when they saw this.
Right.
Probably honestly because they were like, this is better than ours.
That, and because they have a different vision for the Power Rangers and this is not it.
Right. So they got it taken off the internet.
Which is bullshit.
Which is total bullshit. Who, I don't know what gives them the authority, because this never infringes upon anything that they're doing. It's a fan short.
Right.
Let people be a fan of what they're a fan of.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with what he's made.
Right. And also,
it's not endorsing any type of behavior. There's nothing, like, I've seen worse shit come out of the brony generation than this.
Yeah. I mean, and from the beginning, he was just like, this is just like my satirical like fan film. Like, that's it. I'm not trying to make like a bigger, better Power Rangers movie. Like, this is just like something that I've always wanted to make.
All right. Well, so they struck an agreement, thankfully, and now it's back up. I mean, it was only on his Facebook, Joseph Kahn, the director, and Audie's. But anyway,
it's back on the net.
It's back on the net. It's back on YouTube as an edited family-friendly version.
Oh,
it's not really family-friendly. And then it's on Vimeo, the full unedited. And they had to, when they were allowed to bring it back, it was under all these like conditions. Yeah. And one of them is that instead of just calling it a bootleg, he has to call it an unauthorized bootleg.
Right. Like,
and the Vimeo one is marked as unauthorized NSFW bootleg.
Yeah.
And then he had to add in this little paragraph that says, the following is an independently produced video that is not in any way associated with or endorsed by Saban Brands, SCG Power Rangers LLC, or any of their affiliated companies. The video contains graphic violence, nudity, sexual situations, and drug use, and is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
You know,
they just didn't want kids getting it confused, but it's like the opening shot is the pink Power Rangers helmet on the ground with
like all fucked up.
Yeah, all fucked up and blasts behind it and everything.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's super. I advise everyone goes to, I guess, to Vimeo. Normally I would say go to YouTube.
Don't go to YouTube and watch it. Don't be
go to
pussy.
Vimeo and watch the full, if you haven't seen it yet, the full length thing. Did you embed the video in your article?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so also if you go
The
to
Vimeo one, because this is...
Right. So if you go to our WordPress, this3dlife.wordpress.com, Shauna wrote a full article about this, and the Vimeo
PO'd.
Yeah, the Vimeo video is embedded in that, so you can watch it there and read the article and check the whole thing out. I suggest you go see that, but I would be shocked if you haven't seen it by now.
Yeah, I saw someone post it before you sent it to me, but I was at work, so I kept having to I was listening to it like very quietly and like kept having to pause it. But I've watched it since then numerous times.
Yeah, it's super cool
because I love it. It's like 15 minutes. I love it so much. I would rather watch this movie than anything else.
Wow.
Than any of these fucking reboots that are coming out this year, even above Star Wars.
Wow.
I would rather see this in a full length.
Pretty badass.
It is. He's a very talented man. I would love for him to see him doing, like, getting hired to do, like...
He produced...
I'm talking about Joseph Kahn, the director.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's done a bunch of stuff. Kahn's done a few things. A ton of fucking music videos. He's, like...
Yeah, I want to see him making, like...
badass movies.
Yeah, like Kick-Ass.
All right. So, was that... does that wrap that?
That wraps that. It doesn't wrap...
All right, what else you got?
Well, we have the stuff that comes out this week.
All right, what comes out?
A couple games, mainly indies.
All right, what?
White Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming to PlayStation consoles, I believe. Yeah, including Vita.
Okay.
Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 2. So if you play
See, okay, they did like the smart thing where
they're releasing one a week
until it's
that
done.
Is very
and, like,
intelligent.
That's it. So like the game's fucking done. They're just releasing it episodically because that's the format they wanted to go with.
Yeah. Apparently it works. I've heard good things.
Yeah, people are liking
Pretty happy.
Yeah.
Which is cool because I didn't like Resident Evil Revelations. I got it when I got that free 3DS that I won that I ended up selling.
People loved that one though.
I didn't like it. I didn't
like
like the controls is what it boiled down to. I didn't think it worked on the 3DS.
Right. It was kind of a little hard to...
I didn't appreciate that. I can imagine liking it this way on other consoles.
Right.
Scream Ride for Xbox 360 and Xbox One.
Okay.
Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood.
That's sick.
Yeah. That comes out this week.
That's sick.
Yeah. And then we have some movies. We have Unfinished Business, which is Dave Franco and
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, that's his name.
Thank you. We both were looking at each other like, start it so I could remember it.
Yeah. And then Chappie.
Yeah, that's already this week?
That's this week.
Wow.
Yeah. That's, what's his name? Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. And, yeah. And it's like the guy who made Elysium and District 9.
Right. And it's about robots.
It was pointed out to me that last week we started talking about it and I referred to it as Chippy. And I laughed about that. And actually, you know what? It's still Chippy.
I refuse to call it.
I refuse to call it anything else.
Okay. So Chippy
comes out.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good one.
Maybe. It stars those people from that.
Right. People like that
band.
All those things.
I don't.
I'm really good at talking. All right. What else? Is that it?
Yeah, I'm sure there's other things, but next week is even bigger. Something else comes out next week that I guess we'll just talk about on the next.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Podcast. And then we have PAX East. So if there's anything that you want us to check out, if you can't make it, that's totally fine. If you are going, hit us up.
We'll be there all weekend.
Yeah, it's our 5-year anniversary on Sunday while we're at PAX East, so we're down to Porty.
Yeah, we'll be
5 years we've been together.
Yeah, it's already almost 1 year of this fucking shit show of a podcast.
Shit show, really?
That's right.
Okay. 5 years. Okay. Still can't let it go.
What?
People.
All right. Well, if you like the new setup of the show, I think this is good. I think this will do us good for a little while. If you liked it,
it's more organized.
Let us know. If you didn't like it, you can let us know, but it probably is going to stay like this for a little bit.
You're going to be sadly.
Yeah. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. I am at iSalsaShark. Shauna is at XShaunaO. Make sure to follow This3DLife at This3DLife. Go to the WordPress, which is This3DLife.wordpress.com. Go to YouTube, This3DLife. We have 2 Let's Play videos going up this week. Me and This3DLife podcast alumni Stephen Broderick is go head-to-head with a little bit of Tetris, and that was a lot of fun.
The guest celeb.
He is the guest celeb, and you make sure to go check that out. That will be on our YouTube page. And I think that's everything. Follow, go to the Facebook. We got a Facebook?
Yes.
I don't have one, so I don't know. I'm not...
I think we need to figure out a way to get you
involved on that.
onto Facebook.
Okay. So we also have a Facebook. Go follow us on Facebook. Or
like it. It's called,
like it?
Yeah, you like it, and then you need to add it to your interests page in order to get our updates, because Facebook is being the world's #1 biggest bitch.
Okay.
And is making all...
There's some heat. I can feel it coming off of you.
Well, because the fact that they're making all pages pay to
You have to pay
to sponsor your posts, to get them showed up on people's timelines, and that's totally fucked up. That's not cool. That's not how something like this should be run. Facebook should be promoting small businesses, because that's who utilizes Facebook, is
correct
small businesses, small time projects like us,
right?
And people like IGN, they have the IGN Facebook page has no issue getting people to look at their Facebook posts.
Right,
it's people like us. We need that.
Right.
And if people decide not to add us to their interest list, then there's nothing we can do about it. They'll only see it whenever they click on our name, and
I can just feel it.
Well, it does bother me, because it not only affects This3DLife, it does affect my actual work.
Yeah.
So people should tell Facebook how they feel, because when people took to the internet about Power/Rangers, your voice was heard, and Saban Entertainment let the video go back up. So maybe fucking Facebook will stop being a bitch.
All right, so go
Zuckerberg, that motherfucker.
Message Facebook and
call Zuckerberg.
Call Zuckerberg and say goodbye, Shauna.
Goodbye, Shauna.